They chant about freedom while cheering federal agents beating people in the streets. They scream, "Don't tread on me," and then kneel, mouths open, tongues out, begging for the boot, as long as it's crushing the right neck. Just comply, they say. The same people who once swore they'd die before letting the government tell them what to do now beg for more force, more violence, more bodies, because their strawman promised them safety in exchange for their spine. And when someone like Renee ends up dead, no outrage, no pause, no soul searching, just excuses and high fives and a fresh load of bullshit about how it was necessary, how it was justified, how this is the price of order. Order for who? This isn't about borders. It's about power. It's about who gets to swing the club and who's expected to lie still and take it. You can't share a country with people who celebrate the collapse of restraints as long as their guy is holding the match. You can't build civic cooperation with people who believe rules are for enemies. I used to think unity meant something. Like maybe we'd all shut up long enough to admit we were stuck on the same sinking ship. Turns out some people don't care if it sinks as long as they get to stand on someone else's head. They talk about freedom like it's a beer brand. Cheap loud tastes like piss. They wave flags they don't understand and pray to a man who wouldn't piss on them if they were on fire. They handed everything over to a loud liar who promised them the past like the past never loved them back. He didn't keep the promises. He didn't have to. He just had to make them angry and point somewhere else. And they followed God how they followed the Constitution? Nah, that's just paper now. Only matters when it helps them win. Morality? Whatever he says it is today. I believed unity was possible, not agreement, just rules. We could disagree and still accept the outcome. We could lose and still respect the system. That was the deal. That deal is broken. So don't ask me about unity tonight. Ask me how you share a country with people who clap when the restraints come off. I'm tired. I'm angry. And I don't know how to make peace with a crowd that thinks cruelty is strength. I've seen agents beat protesters. I've seen people dragged from cars. I've seen someone die and watched others excuse it. There was no pause, no doubt, just justification. This isn't about policy anymore. It's about who the rules apply to. I don't think most of these people are evil. I think they're terrified. Terrified of losing status. Terrified of change. Terrified of a world that doesn't make sense anymore. And instead of sitting with that fear, instead of breathing through it, they feed it. They used to understand deep in their bones that unchecked authority rots the soul. That freedom without restraint becomes cruelty. That law without compassion becomes a weapon. I don't hate them. I'm just terrified of what happens to a society when fear becomes a religion and authority becomes its God!